Hello friends and welcome back. Today we're creating this nautical inspired loaded pocket with the brand new Voyage collection from Authentique paper. For my project today I'm going to be using the 12x12 pattern paper, the 6x6 pattern paper, the life cards, as well as the sticker sheet. So let's get to work. I'm starting with an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of 110-pound cardstock, and I cut that to be 6 inches wide by 10.5 inches long. I've come in with my score tool and added my first line at 7.5 inches, and then the next line is at 8, and this gives me a 1/2 inch depth for my pocket. I want to add some adhesive here so that I can adhere the front of the pocket and the portion that will wrap around. I removed the adhesive, and now I want to take the remaining portion that I cut off of the sheet and use it to create the front of the pocket. So I'm keeping it very nice and straight on the bottom, and flip it over, and now you see where the end of the flap is. I'm just adding another score line, and then I'll add a 1/2 inch on to that. So this will make the pocket 1/2 inch deep. Go ahead and fold the score lines again and see how when it flips around to the back, that creates the pocket. It's easier to attach the inside now before you assemble the pocket, so I'm just going to add this pattern paper from the collection, blue cardstock as a border. Then I can create this pocket by holding it in place and attaching that flap to the back, so you know it will be nice and square. Go ahead and press that in place from inside the pocket so you get a good contact. Go ahead and finish the back as well with the pattern paper. This not only gives it a nicer look, but helps to seal flaps that created the pocket. It will also make it much sturdier. For the front of the pocket, I have the stripe from the collection that has the same cardstock border, and then I cut a smaller strip of the wood grain pattern and gave it a edge of the gold mirror cardstock, and that will tie in later with one of the die cuts. And that is just going straight across. I've got half of a die cut doily here, and I'm just going to attach that right at the portion of the pattern paper where it meets the cardstock. And then I fussy cut an image from one of the journal cards. I then poked a small hole and added this charm with a brad and attached it on the back, and I'll add that so that it captures the back of that brad mechanism in between the layers of paper. Then I can add this to the front of the pocket and finish it with some flowers I created with coordinating solid colored cardstock and some loopy twine bows made of natural burlap string. I'm being careful to keep all of the adhesive below the level of the pocket so that I don't inadvertently adhere it together. Here's another flower arrangement for this side, and the front of the pocket is done. So let's work on the inserts. For the first insert, I have a piece of regular 65-pound weight cardstock. It is cut to 4.5 by 9 inches long. Then I scored it at 4.5, and that will create the square insert. I'm just going to finish the inside with this oh so charming lighthouse pattern paper. If you're new to my channel, you will know that we are from Michigan, so the Great Lakes and lighthouses are sort of just part of our culture here. So that kind of got my heart when I saw it. And the color scheme is so nice as well. When you fill in this insert with your pictures, you'll still get to see the full images of the lighthouses. And I'll finish the back with the star pattern. So for the cover, I've just got more of that blue cardstock matting and this die cut, which has a beautiful star border, and this is cut from gold mirror paper. I'll add a layer of white cardstock, which will help to break up the darker colors and brighten up the front. So I've just got this cut to fit inside the stitched effect on that die, and then I'll put one more border of the blue cardstock in and top it with more of that red. So this has got a lot of layers going on, but I think that it definitely looks cool, and because there's stars on the paper, that really ties in the stars on the die cut. Just going to include a small strip of that stripe paper that we used on the front of the pocket. Stripes are always very nautical. Now add it to the front of this insert. I've got an image that I fussy cut from one of the journal cards here, and that's just going right in the center. I've put it on some spacers so that it has a bit of dimension. I'm going to bring in this sailboat charm and hold it in place while I add the hot glue, and then top it with coordinating flowers like we used on the front of the pocket. And then I'll add this insert right to the very top. I'm going to bring in this coordinating clip and attach it right to the top of the pocket. That will hold that in place. For my second insert, I've cut a tag shape from 110-pound cardstock and finished the front with this very cool anchor paper. For this size, I went to the 6x6 paper pad so that I could have the pattern be nice and small so it would show around the focal image that I'm adding to it. And I'm just going to add a layer of this wood grain to the back. This will make it nice and sturdy and finish the back, but also add a space where sentiment can be added easily. It can be written right on the tag, and I'll clip that out. Here's the sentiment I chose from another one of the cut aparts. I put this on foam as well. Here's my double layer of adhesive. Here's a bit of natural string here. It's nice and thick, a bit like rope, and I'm going to add it to the top of the tag. Next, I will lay in that seahorse charm, and I want to hold that in place again so that I know it will fall where I want it. And here's a coordinating bow tied with beautiful blue taffeta ribbon. There's a second loopy twine bow on top and a metal rimmed button. For the last folded insert, I've got this accordion style fold, and I'm going to finish all of these great little sections with the pattern paper. I'm alternating between the cool patchwork, like the hexagon patchwork of mini images, and then the super adorable crab. You can get a lot of pictures added to these folded inserts, so you definitely maximize the space if you're using this as a non-traditional style scrapbook. For the front, I have one of the full-size journal cut aparts that is matted with the blue cardstock and added with a foam spacer. So here is that insert added to the pocket, and then the tag will go in as well. And that is all for our nautical inspired loaded pocket created with the Voyage collection, new from Authentique paper. I'll drop a link in the description below if you want to check out that collection, as well as links to our social media sites. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. And if you're not already, I would love for you to subscribe. As always, I'm wishing you a happy and productive day, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye.